Welcome to
Miss Me.
Fun New Buy, Same Great Grub.
We stop your box.
Tuna taco.
Wet burrito.
Come try our ultimate challenge.
The big cock.
Bring the family, bring the kids, bring the granny.
I got you, little bro.
Reports that a group of armed political extremists, good lord, y'all, they've taken hostages
Nobody special. Just some dude with a mop! Stupid fucking antler! You too, dummy! Give me your lunch!
What is up, you guys? It's Katie Hettenbach, host of Katie Afraidy, and this is another episode, a Zoom episode specifically because we are chatting with the director of the almost lost media, but we got it back, guys. We got it back. The TOXIC AVENGER Macon Blair. This is such a good episode. You guys, please tune in, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Enjoy.
We would like to give a huge thanks to a few of our sponsors. Filmcraft Studio Gear, where you can get any gear you're looking for all production needs. Go to filmcraftla.com, or you can find them at filmcraftla on Instagram. And of course, a big shout out to Fangoria. Want a copy of a Fangoria magazine? Use code Katie Afraidy 25 for 25% off. Katie Afraidy 25 for 25% off.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so fun. It's so fun. You know what else is fun? Your freaking movie, dude. Holy, pardon my French, holy shit. I literally went from the first, like, your movie to, I've never seen the original. I went and I watched them back to back because that's how much I loved it. I was cackling. I was actually crying laughing at one point, which is really hard to get me to do. So
wow. Thank you. I love this reaction. That's what I was hoping for.
Bravo. So you obviously wanted to pay homage to the original, but also make it your own. How did you decide on some of those creative choices?
I mean, I kind of had the sense, and I hope this was correct, that like what Mark Torgel and Mitch Cohen did in their performances were so singular in the first one that I didn't want to recreate that exact story. A younger guy getting picked on, he's trying to meet girls. It's a more of an adolescent type story. And I just had the sense that, like, I think people there's like a vibe and a tone of the original that people really respond to. And maybe more so than the plot, that's what sort of endures. And so I felt like if we could keep the tone in place, but have a new story engine, that would sort of justify the question of why are you remaking this in the first place?
Yeah.
Keep what people love about the original, the feeling, the vibe, obviously the mop and the mutation and all the fun stuff, but just give the emotional center just a different thing to work with. And in my case, I just had the idea that he could be an older person, and his thing has to do with preserving his family unit, and sort of that would be the thing that we can hang all the foolishness on.
Yeah, and tonally, they're both they're very similar, but they're very different. I was like, wow, this is more like family oriented. The other one's like, old school humor, if you will.
Yeah. No, I got you. It's and for me, and I think some people have sort of alluded to this before about like, are you allowed to make certain jokes or not allowed? And I felt no pressure to kind of like, out of any kind of what's politically correct or not, or what was acceptable in the 80s or not. Like that really didn't enter to my thinking. I sort of approached this as a comedy. And so it was just like what jokes would appeal to me, and hope that, like, if it was appealing to me on a comedic level, that would connect with some portion of the audience. And so that was about as deep as I thought about it. But I certainly didn't feel any pressure from the studio or externally to kind of like do or not do certain types of jokes. It was just kind of like what I found appealing.
Yeah, and again, they were hilarious. I have to say, my personal favorite that got me literally to do a spit take was impressive, and like over like almost like cartoonish of me, um, was when one character goes, "Oh, my mom died of cancer," and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "Oh, my sister died too. I'm sorry." A cancer too? No, it's Zamboni. I like to raise awareness of that. I was like, that is so like it's so dumb that it's smart and it's brilliant and bravo.
Thank you. Thank you. I try to balance fart jokes, dialogue jokes, physical jokes, and maybe there's a fourth kind of joke that I'm not thinking about. But I feel like if I can keep a couple of different types of jokes going in, then somebody will have something that they'll appeal to.
Totally. And it's hard to do a fart joke well, but when it's done well, you're like a tip of the hat to you. So tip of the hat to you. Were there any lines that you remember off the top of your head that you had to cut?
Oh, that I had to cut. Um, y- w- we didn't have to cut anything for like honestly, most of our cutting had to do with pace because our original cut was like 2 hours and it was just kind of like, there's like stuff in it that I liked. There's stuff in it everybody liked, but it was a little fat around the middle, and so we had to keep it moving a little faster. So we didn't cut anything that I can remember because like um it was out of bounds or it didn't work necessarily, but like if it was just not moving things along, we moved stuff. There was a really nice scene where you kind of had Peter, it kind of went back in time for a little bit and you saw him hanging out with his wife, and it was a very sweet scene. Great actress named Rebecca O'Mara was in it, but um it kind of slowed things down. So we had to that was more what we had to do in terms of editing.
Totally, totally. You gotta make sure that story is both tight, but also,
You don't want to overstay your welcome.
yeah, yeah.
And it's not the scene's fault, or it's the overall runtime.
Exactly. But then that's why when you buy a DVD, you get this all in the special features.
Special
That's
features,
what we love.
exactly.
As film nerds, we love the special features. We love the deleted scenes. That's the best part. So, what was your favorite scene, and then what was the hardest scene for you guys to film?
The hardest scene was just because it was so hot and there were so many angles, but when Toxie does the it's like like a community festival that the bad guys are playing at a community festival concert, and it's not that it's not that it was like overly complicated. It's just because there were so many people. There was like 6 people on stage. There's all these extras. There was so much stuff to get, and we had 2 days to do it, and it was like 105 degrees, and Luisa's in this heavy suit, and so that was kind of hard, just sort of keep things moving to get everything that we needed in a relatively short amount of time. Um, and that was the hardest one. What was the first part of the question?
And your favorite scene?
Uh, my favorite scene, I think, would probably be I like the whole fight scene with Toxie and the sort of the monster version of Kevin at the end with just them. It's like our version of a lightsaber battle.
Yeah,
Um, that was a lot of fun to shoot, and I just like seeing monsters fight. So
yeah.
I'm easy.
You know what? It's an easy movie. It's easy to please. It's just it's genuinely, and I don't say this so like I was cackling so
Oh,
seriously, bravo with the humor and just everything. It's also like the perfect blend of horror and comedy where you're like, oh, it's funny, but then there's someone's head exploding real quick because that's just the trauma aspect is always still there. So
yeah, of course. And I think just sort of like having that kind of, I keep saying goopy, but
it is very goopy. That's
I
good.
think people expect a certain amount of goopiness.
Yeah, that is a good way to describe this movie. I love that. So, as a director and a writer, like every set, you learn something new. Every movie, you learn something new. So, what was something that you took away from the Toxic Avenger?
Um, what was really great was that there was, because the cast was so big, you know, there was many parts, and I sort of had particular ideas for each of these characters, but then what we ended up casting such great people that there was a lot of fun and freedom in just sort of giving them a sketch of what we're doing at the beginning and then not getting into too much micromanaging of their performance. Because when you've got somebody like Kevin Bacon or Julia Davis or Peter or whoever, um, it, whatever sort of I think it should be like this. I would find that if I would just like let them do their thing, it's going to be way better than what I was leading with. And so there was a lot of freedom and inspiration in that, and just sort of like taking advantage of this amazing ensemble that I was lucky to have there. And so that's something that I would probably carry forward.
Yeah, it was a stacked cast, and seeing Elijah Wood with his little hair pieces, I was like, do you wear wigs? Have you
Yes,
thought
yeah,
that way? It's like,
it did cross my mind, and it that happened. Somebody like I was like, I know he's gonna get that question, and sure enough, at Comic-Con, he got it many times.
he's like, I did. He's like, no, I actually grew my hair out and I shaved it, and for this role specifically. Like, good for
Very natural.
you. You're
Yeah,
like, what hair supplements are you using? That was amazing.
takes a lot of vitamins. Yeah.
That was amazing. So, what was the first time, or do you remember the first time you saw Toxic Avenger?
Sure, yeah. I was at my friend Jamie's house. My friend Andy was there. His older brother Mike had given us the videotape. Mike was one of the older brothers that was like, you should listen to the Circle Jerks. You should listen to this. Here, watch this. Like the older brother that gives you the cool stuff.
Mm.
That was the dynamic. And we had seen the cover a lot because this was in the 80s. And so you would see the video covers, the covers of the tapes at the store, and that's how you made your selections.
Sure.
And so I was aware of this like weird mutant guy with the American flag and a mop. I mean, it was always very strange. And he was like, he had the tape and he was like, you have to watch this. It will blow your mind. And he was right. It did. And we just thought it was hilarious. And we sort of incorporated a lot of that sense of humor into the movies that we were making on our own at that time. You know, like ripping somebody's arm off and hitting them with it like that.
Yeah,
That sort of became part of the routine for these movies that we would make around that age, which was probably seventh grade, something like that. So yeah, it was and also we were at exactly the right age to receive a movie like that. Like the sense of humor, the whole thing was just like we were the total target demo.
totally. It was very peak middle school, I feel.
Absolutely. Yeah, it landed at just the right time for us. And I think that's why it sort of stuck in my head. It's not that I went forward like one day I'm gonna remake this movie. That never occurred to me once. But when many years later there's this opportunity to like, do you want to pitch to write the script for this remake? What occurred to me was my first thought was this could be like going back to the the movies that we were making in seventh grade, but with, you know, big toys and, you know,
Yeah,
actual cameras and things like that. So it sort of had a full circle quality to it that I liked.
yeah, you literally manifested this from a child, and you could not be the like a more perfect person to write and direct. So bravo, bravo. Um, Before we go, really fast, two more things, and then we'll wrap up real quick. What was the first horror movie to scare you?
The first one to really, I mean, I remember watching the Universal movies growing up, and I really loved those, but I don't think that they scared me. I was more fascinated. I think the first one that really freaked me out was probably American Werewolf in London.
Mhm.
I think the wolf in the subway scene, and then also the weird like Nazi bug man nightmare that he has really terrified me. So
Totally.
I think that one freaked me out. And that one, it really unbalanced me because it was also hilarious. Like the jokes were not lost on me either. Like I was also aware that it was maybe I wasn't like haha rolling in the aisles, but I was aware that it was funny, but I was also really, really disturbed and something about that kind of like, wait, you you have to do one or the other. You can't do both at the same time. It was kind of fascinating at that time.
Yeah. I mean, they're both, it's a good movie. It's spooky, it's funny, it's perfect. So
Yeah.
this is a silly question as my final question I ask all of my people. Do you think audiences will be afraidy or not afraid of the Toxic Avenger?
No, not afraid, not afraid. This is a sweetheart, gentle movie. This is by today's standards, this is a cuddly movie. They will not be fraidy at all. It's a comedy that has a little bit of splatter, but it's not rough.
I would agree with that. It's not it's but it's a you're going to be afraid of how much fun you're having.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
It was nice to meet you. I hope we get to talk again.
Yes, I would love to. And enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Macon. That was so fucking fun. Please go see Toxic Avenger. Support this movie. It was so fucking good. It was so fucking fun. Yeah, and make sure to support us, little Katie Afraidy, on all social media platforms. Katie Afraidy. We have a Patreon. Go follow us there. And yeah, make sure to stay spooky, and we'll see you next time.